Welcome everybody, this is Jason from Job PC. Today we're going to be going through a teardown on a mid-2007 iMac 24-inch. Today what we're going to be doing is doing a hard drive to a solid state drive swap. We're going to be pulling out the standard 1 terabyte and putting in an SK Hynix Gold S31 500 gigabyte SSD. Hopefully it works. I've seen mixed reports on whether or not it will with an SSD since it's so old. We're also going to use a Orco 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch hard drive adapter to be able to put this in the standard slot that comes with it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and use a Phillips screwdriver to get out the RAM. Be a little hard to see from that angle, sorry. But there's just one screw here, and the RAM has only got one 2 gigabyte slot right now. Later on in another video, we're going to do the add an additional 4 gigs. It says that it's only able to do two 2 gig sticks. So this piece comes off here. But the some people have gotten one 2 gig and one 4 gig to work. So we're going to try that first before we upgrade to 2. So pull that little tab. Let's see it a little better. And then this RAM will come out. After the RAM is out, we can do is pull off the glass. This computer is pretty heavy. You gotta be careful to be gentle with it. On these older Macs, all we would do is just put suction cups on. And this should allow us to pull the glass off away from the magnets, because all these older ones up were just magnets. So your glass is off. Now since then they've actually gone through and put a whole bunch of adhesive all the way around, and getting these glass panels off of the iMacs now is extremely difficult. Put this to the side. And now we can lay it down to work on it. What we're going to be doing next is removing all of the screws around the bezel. I'm going to pull the bezel off and then pull the screen out. So what you need for this is a T8. And we just recently got a handy little mat to allow us to put all the screws in the right spot, because there are 2 different sizes here. So let's start in this corner. This iMac happens to be a 24-inch mid-2007. It is a 2.4 Intel Core 2 Duo. It has 2 gigs of 667 megahertz speed RAM. And it's got a 1 terabyte standard hard drive currently. It had a integrated graphics ATI Radeon HD 2600, which happens to be 256 megabytes. So it is a pretty old computer, but the customer is wanting to keep it running a little bit longer. And I don't blame them, because the newer Macs are, $3,000–4,000. And if we can make this one run a little bit faster, then that's going to make them happy. So. You want to be careful with the bezel as you pull it up, then lower it. You're gonna basically lift up this end and then slide it out that way, and then flip it back towards me so you can undo this camera cable right here. Within that, you can set that bezel aside, and now we work on taking the screen out. For this, you'll need a T6. First thing we're going to do though is unplug the screen itself. There are two screws right here. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see, but you'll attach the cable to the monitor right here with two screws. It's a T6. Careful with the screws. And you pull up on the tab to unscrew the monitor from the logic board. After that, we can switch back to the T8 and take out the 4 screws on each side. You don't want to just pull up on the screen, as there are a couple connected cables still. One of which is this temperature sensor right here. So you can lift up a little bit and see which one this is. But basically, it's going to be this cable right here next to the fan. That's the temp, and then we can lift this up a little bit, and then we turn it sideways so we can get through the cable and unconnect the cable too. Let's see, so then we're going to peel back this black tape here. Since it's already been repaired or looked at once before, but I'm doing that cable, and now we can lift this out and put this to the side as well. There's your screen. Okay, that's most of the hard part. Now, you can remove the temperature sensor from the hard drive, and this little guy is just going to come down, press this down, and come out like this. Pull out your SATA cable and your SATA power. And then this temperature sensor is just stuck on there. We're going to go ahead and pull that off, and then we'll put it back on the new drive. All right. So as I mentioned, we're going to be using a SK Hynix 500 gig and an adapter. So keep this orientation the same so it's easier to follow, but I'm going to pull 4 screws out of the hard drive enclosure holder. So that's basically it. It is a 1 terabyte Western Digital green. Not sure how old that one is. And since it was like this, we're going to go ahead and get out our enclosure. These little enclosures are nice because they're supposed to dissipate some heat as well. So they have the fins. We'll put this in the same orientation as that. So what we're going to do is put these guys on like so. And this would be nice that go back right in the same spot where it came from. No modifications, no adhesive, nothing. But now that that's set up, it comes with 8 screws, 4 for standard drives and 4 for solid state drives. We're going to put these 4 in. So you'll slide this in. Make sure that's in there. Then we put the screws in the bottom. You don't have to put it all 4 since it's not mechanical anymore, but I go ahead and put them all in there just because it's a little bit cleaner to me. Now you just do everything else back in reverse. I am going to go ahead and leave you guys a little bit of dead air while I go blow out this fan because they are pretty dirty. And I apologize for that, but I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. I'll take it back. So these fans were pretty dirty, but I do have to pause for a moment because I have a customer I need to talk to right now. But I'll just make a second video of us putting this back together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a few.